High above the world, where the mountains of Kabul scrape the sky, a young prince stands alone against the wind. Snow clings to the rocks beneath his boots, and the air bites through his armor. Below him lie roads of exile, not triumph. This is Babur, a ruler without a kingdom, staring into a future shaped by loss rather than power. Babur was born to rule, yet from childhood he learned that bloodlines do not guarantee crowns. His ancestry traced back to conquerors who reshaped continents, but his inheritance was instability. Even as a boy, he carried the weight of expectation heavier than any armor, knowing that greatness was demanded, not optional. Through his veins flowed the blood of Timur, whose armies once terrorized empires, and Genghis Khan, whose name reshaped the world. Yet Babur inherited none of their certainty. Instead, he inherited their enemies, their rivals, and the brutal expectation to live up to impossible legends. At just 14, Babur seized Samarkand, the jewel of Central Asia. For a moment, destiny seemed fulfilled, but glory was brief. Betrayal, hunger, and rebellion stripped him of the city almost as quickly as he gained it. Victory taught him nothing, loss taught him everything. What followed were years of wandering. Babur slept in saddles, fought with shrinking armies, and learned to lead men with promises instead of gold. Each defeat hardened him, each winter sharpened his resolve. Failure became his teacher, carving patience and discipline into his soul. Central Asia slowly closed its gates to him. Stronger rulers claimed the cities of his youth, and the past slipped beyond reach. Babur understood that destiny does not always allow return. Some dreams must die so others can be born. Kabul became Babur's refuge, not his reward. From its walls, he watched the world move on without him. Yet exile sharpened his vision. Southward lay India, wealthy, divided, confident in its strength. To Babur, it looked vulnerable. India was no fantasy. It was a land of immense armies and ancient traditions, defended by the Delhi Sultanate. Many had tried to invade it. Most had failed. Babur knew the risk, but risk was all he had left. Babur did not dream blindly. He studied warfare obsessively. From foreign lands, he brought something new: gunpowder artillery, discipline, and battlefield innovation. Where others relied on numbers, Babur relied on method. In 1526, Babur crossed the Indus River. The crossing was symbolic. There would be no return. His army was small, but it was united by survival. Every man knew this march was either history or oblivion. On the plains of Panipat, Babur faced an enemy that dwarfed him. Ibrahim Lodi's army stretched across the horizon, elephants towering like living fortresses. Confidence filled the enemy ranks. Babur waited in silence. Babur chained carts together, forming mobile fortresses. Cannons were placed with precision. It was a battlefield transformed into a machine. The enemy did not understand what awaited them. When battle began at the First Battle of Panipat, the earth shook. Cannons roared, smoke swallowed the sky, and fear spread faster than fire. The elephants panicked. Trained for war, unprepared for thunder, they crushed their own ranks. Order dissolved. Confidence turned to terror. Babur's gambling was working. Babur's cavalry struck with precision, not fury. Hit, withdraw, strike again. Discipline defeated numbers. The battlefield became a lesson written in blood. By midday, the impossible was unfolding. Ibrahim Lodi fell, and his army shattered. Silence crept across the plain, broken only by the wounded and the wind. Babur stood victorious, not in celebration, but in reflection. He knew how fragile victory could be. India was won, but not yet held. Rebellions followed swiftly. Rivals tested him. Babur fought again and again, proving Panipat was not chance, but change. India challenged Babur in ways Central Asia never had: its heat, its politics, its scale. Yet he adapted, as he always had. Babur ruled with urgency, aware that time was short. He wrote poetry, reflecting on loss and fate, even as he governed an empire newly born. Illness weakened him, but his legacy had already taken root. Power no longer rested on his shoulders alone. When Babur died, he left behind more than territory. He left a foundation. From his gamble rose the Mughal Empire, shaped by his descendants into one of history's greatest realms. His son and heirs would rule vast lands, but it was Babur who opened the door. Babur never saw the full glory of what he began, but history does not measure success by lifespan alone. He proved that defeat is not the opposite of victory, it is its preparation. From exile to empire, Babur rewrote his fate. He did not inherit power, he created it. Babur's story reminds us that history belongs to the adaptable, not the comfortable. And sometimes, the world is changed not by those who never fall, but by those who rise every time they do.